Shit like the
What it do? See me with the crew. Had to get some food. I see you looking like you do. Had to make a move. Still I gotta groove in a Jimmy Choo. Break the rules. No, you're not a fool, but I'm in the mood.
Peace, y'all. It's Nate Almighty, aka the Global Dark Skinny Ambassador, with another video. This video is about how gangs and gang culture destroys and ruins our women. Now, I talk about things I went through on jail, and I talk about things having to do with gangs. Not because I'm in the gang, not because I have any particular issue with gangs, except the main issue that I have with gangs is simply because most people in a gang are people that are searching for something. They usually come from broken homes. They usually were missing a parent, and it's just a never-ending cycle of people missing something spiritually, and they find themselves in these gangs, in these organizations, in order to fill a void. But in all due reality, it never completes them. My thing is this: I feel like, especially for my people, it's time for us to advance. It's time for us to collectively come together and agree, like, hey, this doesn't work. It had potential to do bigger things, but it got infiltrated by the enemy and by enemies that look like us. And it's terrible now. All the potential went out the window once drugs started coming into our communities, and then it became about drug money and power. You know what I'm saying? We need to admit that this shit, it just don't work no more. And our leaders have failed us, you know what I'm saying, in these arenas. You know what I'm saying? This is why I make videos like your big home, having a big homie is like calling another man your daddy, like I just uploaded recently. You know what I'm saying? This is why I say things like I say. Now, I'm probably to make this video because I was just in New York. I'm back in South Carolina now, but I was just in New York yesterday with my cousin, who is a female, and you know, she could be a little troubled at times, but she got a good heart. And she was just explaining to me about how she had become involved in this gang, and she was contemplating whether she should even deal with it or not. And I'm gonna explain what's going on with that without getting into too much detail, you know, for obvious reasons. And I'm explaining what I told her and why I told her what I told her, you know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna explain why and how gangs ruin and destroy our women. And I really felt some type of way because, you know what I'm saying, this is my little cousin who I love very much, and I want the best for her, you know what I'm saying? And she chose to confide this stuff in me, and I'm gonna tell you what I told her, and share this video. Share this video to younger people, especially younger women, you know what I'm saying? Because we live in an age and time where you can see it. You got a lot of female rappers, they rapping about, you know what I'm saying, doing drills and killing people and all this other stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got young women going to jail trying to please these stupid ass niggas. Young women getting themselves into things that ended up having to tell because they really didn't know what they was getting themselves into. Now, my cousin tells me how, you know, she got into being a blood. You know what I'm saying? She got into being a blood. Now, she was blood for a little minute. You know what I'm saying? That's not necessarily what I'm talking about. But now you can fast forward to now. She started getting familiar with a blood dude, right? And so this guy starts telling her about how, hey, if you really want to be certified, you gotta fight another blood girl. But in all due reality, she's telling me situations where, cause mind you, she got familiar with this dude and she really ended up liking this dude. So they end up, you know what I'm saying, sleeping together. And clearly, after she slept with this dude started getting into her head, and he basically trying to use her like as a crash dummy, or just overall just manipulate her to waste her time and her potential. And I had to tell her, like, yo, listen, this dude is a fucking clown. Like, he's an idiot, okay? So the first thing he does is he tells me how after they slept together, you know what I'm saying, he didn't waste no time in calling her at random times of night, trying to get her to come over and meet the big homies, talking about how the big homies is out and all this other stuff. And I told her, I'm like, why does he only do that at hours where nothing is open but legs? I'm like, is he trying to like gang, you know what I'm saying, R-word you? I'm thinking, like, what is this about? Is he trying to line you and get you into some shit that you not really trying to get into? Like, is he trying to hurt you? Is he trying to set you up to be robbed, to be ate with an R at the beginning? I'm like, this dude is a clown. Like, there's no leadership skills. I'm like, okay, so what is he talking about that's worth any value? And she basically has nothing to answer for that. You know, she just keeps talking about how he's like, hey, listen, you really want to be certified blood, you're gonna have to fight a girl, or you're gonna have to set somebody up to be cut or robbed or murdered, and or you really want to be certified, you're gonna have to sleep with a couple more of the homies. And I'm like, okay, so you've been around this guy, you've been around a couple of these guys already. Have you seen any bloodettes with them? Have you seen any other females that are part of that organization so far? She like, no. But this guy keeps saying, hey, once you get in tune, you know what I'm saying, we'll give you some bread, you go shopping with the other bloodettes. And I'm like, I seen this before. Like, this is a whole bunch of malarkey. This is a whole bunch of nonsense. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, dude is lying. Dude is lying. You know what I'm saying? They don't got a real organization like that where they got a bunch of females under them. You know what I'm saying? They just preying on innocent women who might be missing a father, might be needing some love. And we can't help who our parents are and what type of situation we born into. But me, as an older person in the family, I always try to give wisdom to my younger cousins, male and female, you know what I'm saying? And I'm just telling her, I'm like, don't let these niggas get you into nothing, man. These dudes is stupid. They're gonna go to jail. They're gonna go to jail, or they're gonna get taken off the face of this earth for a whole bunch of nothing, and you need not even be concerned with that, you know what I'm saying? And then while I'm talking to her, I could tell that she's always been intelligent, and she's still intelligent, and she's herself questioning her involvement with these people. And I'm telling her, I'm like, hey, if you ask me, drop it. You ask me, drop it. You know what I'm saying? Like F them, you know what I'm saying? Like what are they gonna do? She like, oh, they talking about, oh, it's blood in, blood out, this, that, and the third. I'm like, hey, first of all, any group of men that make it their business to attack a woman for not being involved with them are suckers, okay? They not real men, they losers, and they budussy. You know what I'm saying? They are budussy, you feel me? Like, and ain't nobody gonna touch my cousin, you know what I'm saying? Period. I'm well known for going hard for the women in my family, will catch a charge, not happen. And then at the same time, she telling me where they live and all this other stuff. I'm like, first of all, they not the mob, they not the mafia. They don't have the resources to come look for you. They don't know where you live at, okay? They don't have the power to send anybody your way. They just talking because they got mouths and they not gonna do nothing. And you don't need them. You don't need them. What you need to do is focus on yourself, you know what I'm saying? Self-love. Self-love. You got to love yourself, you know what I'm saying? Our young sisters, there's gotta be somebody to always have the opportunity to tell a young sister, hey, listen, you don't deserve that. You could do better than that. Because, you know, psychologically, a lot of our women, because they seen certain things growing up, or the men who put that first imprint on them, the first impressions on them, They could have been dudes that was wicked dudes that was beating on them. They could have seen their mother getting beat on by their father or different various boyfriends and stuff like that, and they will really think that their worth is what they dealing with right now, and worth is really what you make it, you know. And then she gets to telling me how she knows a story about how there was in an unrelated situation, a young girl who got down with the Bloods, and part of an initiation, she lined up this dude, and this dude ended up getting murdered by the Blood guys who she was down with. And now, to make a long story short, she's serving a life sentence for murder along with these dudes. And I'm like, it's bad enough these dudes is getting into stuff with their own people, killing and harming their own people, you know what I'm saying? Yes, me being in the streets at a young age, I participated in things like that, but I can honestly say that the most I've done to my own people is fist, slap. I have brought a blade to somebody's face before, but I have no intentions on murdering my own people before I do something about, to me personally, before I would take the lives of my own people, they would have to literally be trying to take me out first, and it's either you or me. I'm gonna finish you off. You know what I'm saying? I can't do that. I can't do that when it's people like Derek Chauvin walking around. Even though Derek Chauvin allegedly is going to go to jail, but come on now, is that really going to happen? Who knows? You only know what they show on TV. But you know that, and people like George Zimmerman, like I personally feel like any black man that is quick to harm his own people, when we see racist things going on every day, we see opportunities to stand up for our own people every day, and you won't do that, and you ain't even got to try to take George Zimmerman's life. Slap him. Do something if you see him. You know what I'm saying? Or at least be somebody who's about protecting women in some sort of capacity. Like, I'm toxic. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm known to be a womanizer, but at the end of the day, am I out here beating on women? No. Am I out here just constantly severely lying to women? No. Am I omitting some truths? Yes, because my whole life and what I do is not her business. You know what I'm saying? Like, none of these chicks is my wife, but we need more men to try to steer these women in the right direction. And even if they cannot totally be under our tutelage because they somebody else's woman, or, you know what I'm saying, they older than you, or they're younger than you, and you're not going to be around them like that, we got to take our opportunity to give them words of encouragement and tell them, like, hey, listen, sister, you was born to be a queen, but you only going to be a queen if you show your queenliness. You know what I'm saying? You really got to love yourself. You really got to want better for yourself. You really got to stop dealing with certain dudes and do better. Like you really got to get off the pole if you really want to have a family. You really want love from a man. Like, you really got to stop living your life a certain way. You know what I'm saying? You ain't got to be a nun. You ain't got to be Mother Teresa. But it's certain things about your life you got to change. It's like, men, it's a lot of things that we got to change. You know what I'm saying? So we could be better leaders of our children and our women. You know what I'm saying? But this is me talking about how gangs destroy and ruin our women. I'm totally against that. And once again, this is an educational video. I know how sensitive men in gangs can be, because, you know, they done put in so much time and work in it. Even though it doesn't help the community at all, they done shed blood for it. They done had their own blood shed over it. So they feel some type of attachment, you know. They've lost loved ones, friends, boys. It's just a never-ending cycle. So, you know, people gonna ride hard for their flags. It's like, to me, it's insane, and I feel like at the end of the day, there really needs to be a universal truce on everything. Maybe different sets could have families intermarry, something like that. Other than that, it'll probably take a giant threat against like all of our people for us to band together, unfortunately. You know what I'm saying? Because mentally, most of us is just not there yet. But something has to be done. And I'm going to continue to make videos like this because I want to help with my voice. And later on with my major presence, because I'm going to be some type of motivational speaker, some type of activist for the youth in my own way. By where I'm going to be taking myself to and how I'm going to be using my platform. I just want to be a beacon of light, a beacon of hope. You know what I'm saying? To encourage all young brothers and sisters. You don't have to join a gang, you know what I'm saying? A lot of this stuff is about us being broken and not having parents, and a lot of this stuff is we need ways to make money. We got the internet now, you know what I'm saying? With the right idea, messing with the right niche, and with the right amount of creativity, you can make money while you sleep. You don't have to work at McDonald's, you know what I'm saying? You may have to work at McDonald's to get yourself the proper foundation, and that's when you got to eat that slice of humble pie, you know what I'm saying? Like, I worked for Amazon, making damn near $20 an hour. I uprooted from New York City, and I moved to my mother's house. Was in my mother's house for a year. I worked at Family Dollar and Pizza Hut until I was able to sustain my bills with YouTube, and here I am now, you know what I'm saying? I'm not making what I know I'm gonna make and what I know I'm worth and where I'm headed, but you know, it's baby steps. But I'm gonna end this video right here. I'm sending all my positivity and love to all the young sisters out there. There actually are men out here who really want the best for y'all, you know what I'm saying? Even if we all don't say it all the time, even though a lot of us don't know how to show it, it's men out here who really want the best of y'all. None of us are perfect. I'm saying, like, some of us is not gonna make you our only woman. Some of us is not gonna make you our wife. But that don't mean you shouldn't be receptive to the positivity that we have to say to y'all and instill to y'all. And this video is over. Peace.